welcome to the Agree to Disagree Sports Pod. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. And ladies and gentlemen, it's Selection Sunday. Ethan, how are we feeling? How are we doing? Welcome back.
I'm going to put it out there. Duquesne.
Winning.
Upsetting. JMU. Upsetting. Kansas is playing Samford. We started a little bit, late due to technical difficulties, but we are in the Midwest region. We're, rooting for those Pitt Panthers. Roll them. Absolutely roll them.
Roll them. So, obviously, we have the first two regions down. We're in the Midwest right now, as you said. South Carolina getting that 6th seed. I like that. I like that for them. I think they're a solid team. Love South Carolina. They also got whooped by Auburn, who I think is going to the Final Four. Book it. But, to go
It
back...
depends on their matchup.
Oregon.
Oregon. Oh, okay. Oregon's hot. Oregon's really hot.
That dude shot 12 for 12 last night. You see that?
Nobody even saw them even making the tournament, and they just go on a crazy run. Creighton?
Creighton.
Okay.
So we're just going to go through, pick by pick, not pick by pick, by, matchup by matchup, I guess, kind of just give our 30-second thoughts, whatever you want to call it. So, Creighton, I think, is a bit overrated. A very high.
Akron?
Akron's been... Did they just beat Kent State, or did they lose? I remember I saw them. I don't even remember.
No, I think they... For some reason, I think they won.
Oh.
But I don't... Texas is a 7 seed. I'm not going to lie, the games in Pittsburgh I don't really like. And Pittsburgh is not going to the dance. Virginia and Colorado State get the last 4
Virginia
bids.
doesn't even deserve it. What bullshit. What bullshit.
Yeah, Virginia is ass.
They're so fraudulent. So fraudulent.
Virginia can't score the basketball. And Tennessee's a 2 seed.
Tennessee's a 2.
Dalton Connect.
Showed out in that game against Mississippi State. No, I'm playing. It was ass. Regardless. I like Tennessee's a 2 seed. I think they deserve it here. But
Yeah, I think if they would have went farther in the conference tournament, they would have been a 1 seed, but they threw that away. Against St. Peter's, the Peacocks.
Let's go, Doug. Come on.
Doug Eddert will probably be in attendance somewhere in the stands.
Because his dumbass
if he's not
transferred to
selling
Bryant.
car insurance.
Yeah, so he's been in college 6 years, and yeah, I don't know. My apologies, everybody. I am eating wings on the podcast. I was hungry, and the technical difficulties were making me pissed. So, but we're back.
Out of this conference, low key, Kansas is getting upset by Stanford or Samford.
So
Kansas bench is so terrible,
and they're so injured. Really, we got Purdue at 1, and then Montana State or Grambling State, Utah State, TCU, Gonzaga, McNeese, Kansas, Samford, South Carolina, Oregon, Creighton, Akron, Texas, Virginia, Colorado State, and Tennessee and St. Pete's. Out of the Midwest, I like Tennessee to make it. I feel like they got the easiest path, and I feel like they're not as liable to trip as some as Gonzaga or Kansas or Purdue even. So I think Tennessee has a
sleeper for the Midwest. I really like Oregon.
I agree.
Just as one of those double-digit numbered seeds. If I had to pick one, I'd probably say Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
But flopping out of this conference, I can see Creighton losing, and I can see Kansas losing.
I think Creighton goes out before Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas' starting lineup is really good, but their bench is just atrocious.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, rest in peace to your Pitt Panthers. Not going to the dance this year. We deserved it. Honestly, we were trending in the right direction. Just, stumbled a little bit too early.
If we just would have won, we had terrible losses. Missouri, Syracuse twice.
Yeah.
That loss to Clemson down the stretch.
Hurt, yeah.
But like we ended the season off. I mean, on like I think a 7-game win streak before we met North Carolina. So, and we battled with them. I mean,
Yeah, it's not like it was a blowout. I mean, we got it within 3 points at one point. So, I mean, it wasn't, you know. I mean, touch Bonesy, let him know.
and we're a young team. I mean, Bub already said he's gonna return next year. Jalen Lowe, and then we have I forget his name is Papa Conte.
That guy, what a stud.
He's like 6'10" or 6'11". So he's He's probably gonna take Federico's spot because Federico cannot shoot the basketball. He's soft.
He's honestly he's like a traffic cone, in my opinion. Federico is just so sorry.
Like when you watch the games, you're like, what does he really do other than set screens? And if we're being honest, I can go out there and set screens. I'll get out there and
Mean. So yeah, everybody. Obviously, we're sad that Pitt didn't make it. Rest in peace, Mambas. So this episode, we're kind of just relaxing, cruising through as the show goes on. We meant to do this live, but because YouTube makes you wait 24 hours to live stream when you request it for the first time, we couldn't live stream it, and that was the whole point of today. If I would have known that a couple days ago, that would have been great. But no, I mean 4 years ago, YouTube's not making you do that. Why do I have to wait 24 hours to when I first want to stream? No, bro.
yeah.
Dumbest.
It's probably just that if you get banned on YouTube on a different account, you can't just go and start streaming on another account right off the rip or something. I don't even know.
I mean, yeah, I guess I didn't really think about it. That makes sense.
But just wait till Bonesy gets in here. We're gonna be going in a deep dive
into all the games. We couldn't make a bracket on here. This episode might be 5 hours, but I mean, hey, what else do I have to do today?
Pickett shows no love to Steelers.
I saw a comment today.
Reported.
I saw a comment today where it was on Steelers only. You follow Steelers only, so I know you follow them. It was Kenny basically just thanked the University of Pittsburgh.
I came here, 7 years ago. I mean, you saw when he texted Russ when he got traded. Hey, take care of Pittsburgh for me.
That's
what?
Crazy. That's actually crazy.
He owns the city. He's got the keys. Take care of it for me.
I don't understand. Kenny has, I think he has decent. He has some upside. I don't know. Let's get back to the fucking March Madness. North Carolina is the 1 seed of the Western region. Obviously, very solid all up and down.
They're playing at home. They're playing in North Carolina.
They're playing in Charlotte. Oh, rigged? Rigged March Madness? I don't know. But yeah, North Carolina, very solid team. Armando Bacot, solid. RJ Davis having an amazing year. They're just a solid team up and down. I like them to go far. Playing against Howard or Wagner, so
I think their X factor is Cormac.
Mm-hmm.
If he's been in a serious slump, if he can give him 2 or 3 threes a game, I think North Carolina can get through this. I mean, I don't know who else is in this, obviously, but Michigan State gets a 9 seed. I don't know if I like Michigan State as a 9 seed. I thought they were gonna be lower. Against Mississippi State.
I think Mississippi State might beat them. As much as I hate to say it, I think Mississippi State might beat them.
Yeah, they're basically the Miami Heat. Tom Izzo in the tournament. I mean, it's like Eric Spoelstra in the playoffs.
True. I didn't even think about it. It's just you give them a little bit of life, and they'll fucking God knows what they'll do. So the St. Mary's, obviously the kings of the Gonzaga and St. Mary's conference this year. They're a 5 seed. I don't really know how I feel about this.
Grand Canyon.
I would think.
Weren't they in the tournament last year?
Was GC in the tournament last year?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
For some reason, I think they were in the tournament last year, but
TCU was. I get them mixed up sometimes. It's the wrong camp.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. St. Mary's, they play slow and methodical.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't know how Grand Canyon plays, but if they play fast and gritty and they can get under St. Mary's and make them play the type of basketball they don't want to play, then I think St. Mary's could be in trouble. Bama and Charleston.
I honestly like Charleston. I'm so serious. And I'm pretty sure Charleston's a great 3-point shooting team, I want to say. At least I'm pretty sure. And Bama, just in the games that I watched them, are so, like, they don't run anybody off the line. And, wait, Clemson
16?
Clemson's a 6. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Clemson is a 6 seed against New Mexico.
Give me New Mexico. Give me New Mexico.
Clemson
I watched New Mexico yesterday against SDSU, and New Mexico was hooping.
Yeah, look at that fucking crowd. Yeah, they're locked in. So, yeah, honestly, that's Baylor's 3 seed deserved. Honestly, I think Baylor's been very solid this year. Haven't watched as much of them as I would have liked to, but I think they deserve a 3 seed. Colgate.
The toothpaste.
Give me the toothpaste. The Final Four. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be having Bones join us momentarily. We're not really sure how long we're gonna be in here, but he'll be in here eventually. Dayton's a 7. Dayton fraudulent. I fucking hate Dayton. I swear to God, I swear to God, I hate them. Depending on who they. Okay, I'd probably pick them over Nevada, but like, I don't even know.
God damn, man.
It's Betty. They were hype with that motherfucker.
And then the last 2 seed
Of the West. Arizona.
Arizona. Yeah.
After losing.
I feel like Arizona is the second best 2 seed.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably take Arizona over Tennessee, but I'd take Iowa State over
Both of them.
Yeah.
I agree. And watching Iowa State dog walk Kansas earlier in the year showed me all I needed to know. And they're playing Long Beach State. So, I think, yeah, if Arizona plays solid like they actually can, instead of like, against Oregon, they were just not having one. So I respect them as a team. I think they can actually make it out of here. But the first games we got, UNC is the 1 and then a 16 seed. Mississippi State, Michigan State, St. Mary's, GCU, Bama, and Charleston are the first 4 matchups. So I'm thinking UNC, MSU, now that I think about it, GCU, and Charleston. Or maybe.
Yeah, I honestly think Arizona has a cakewalk to the Sweet 16.
Like, I don't think no one thinks Clemson will get out of the first round. I mean,
which is rightfully so. How the hell are they a 6 seed?
I don't get
that. That makes 0 sense.
Didn't they have a worse record than Pitt?
I think.
Or was damn near close.
I think they were like right neck and neck with each other. But I don't know. Like, I thought they would be around like a 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A 6 seed
is crazy.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, over at Mississippi State or Michigan State. Actually, Michigan State at 9 is probably justified. But
I'll bet you that that will be the first game of the tournament, because it always seems like Michigan State has like the very first game of like every tournament. Because I don't know. That's what it seems like. Yeah, like Long Beach and then either Dayton or Nevada for Arizona. I think they just cakewalk to the Sweet 16.
I agree. I like this side of the bracket for them. Baylor is definitely tough, but I think Arizona can definitely get by them.
I think the Sweet 16 from the West region is going to be Zona and New Mexico from the bottom. And then, I mean, I like UNC a lot. It's just they did seem to come out and blow teams out, or
it's a close game they're going to lose.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Pitt was the first 4 out. Fuck!
It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. Like, Boise State, Colorado, Virginia, Colorado State over us?
Virginia should not have gotten in at all.
I don't understand. Like, what is this? What does the March Madness Committee see in them, bro?
It's all just because of our out-of-conference schedule that was ranked so low.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, we beat, like, good teams. Like, we
beat Duke. It's Duke. So.
And we kept North Carolina, like, in check for fucking damn near the entire game except for the last 4 minutes.
Oh,
and then we beat Virginia while they were ranked like 21 or something like that in the
yeah.
country. We beat, uh, Clemson. Mm. Those losses to Louisville are just unexcusable.
Yeah, I don't get that. They don't have a Donovan Mitchell anymore, bro. Like, come on, lock in. I just don't. Yeah, I don't get how Clemson's the 6th seed. So
Yeah, I honestly hate that.
final
Like that is.
Final four right now. If I had to give a Final Four right now, I'm thinking maybe I like Auburn, maybe UNC, Tennessee, and then maybe Houston gets in there. Actually, no. Wait, is Houston and Tennessee in the same one? I don't remember who's the one seed of that. There's the who's the one seeds right now? Purdue, Houston, UNC, and then who else was the one seed? I forget. I don't think. It was like 5 seconds ago, and I already forget. Let me check this.
Yeah, I'm trying to open up ESPN bracket. Just, to see.
Mm-hmm. You know what team is actually very solid? Illinois
What?
is. I think
Yeah, they
Illinois
are
is
solid.
dirty. So I think they'll go far. Who like?
Okay, so
Oh,
the
UConn. I don't know how I
brackets.
forgot UConn.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know.
For some reason, you can't make a bracket on ESPN for 20 minutes.
That's so random. So,
Yeah, I don't know what the deal with that is, but
we got one more region to go, and then we will have our round of 64, and we can break this down from a fundamental standpoint.
I think that was all the regions. I think.
Wait, no, it did East, South, Midwest, and then did they just do the West? Oh, yeah, I guess no, never mind. It's
All right, I have it up right here.
just popped up on
So-
Instagram.
Yeah, in the East, UConn versus Stetson.
Number
UConn by
6.
40.
Yeah, maybe even 50. Stetson, never heard of him.
Yeah, they have a cool logo. I mean, what else can I say?
Valid, honestly.
FAU and Northwestern. See, I want to say FAU, but they did not look great. I think 2 days. Was it 2 days ago or yesterday?
When they played, who did they just play? Was it like? Oh, I'm gonna look because I definitely remember that they had a match.
I don't know, but Pitt needed them to win their conference and then they lost. So
That's a piece of the mamba. Temple. They lost by 1 to Temple, which
Yeah.
is weird because Temple
on like
is below 500.
yeah.
Moving forward,
Honestly, I'd say give me FAU.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, maybe was it just an off night for FAU? Probably. Northwestern, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much about them. I don't know much about like any other Big Ten team this year. So I think the Big Ten in general is kind of a weak conference right now. So I'd have to go FAU there, but yeah, I don't know.
San Diego State versus UAB. San
UAB
Diego
was
State.
solid.
Yeah, San Diego State's just like a gritty defense. Like, and their entire offense is based off posting up at like the free throw line and just working out of that.
Mm-hmm.
I really like UAB. They play fast. They can knock down jump shots. I like UAB in that matchup.
It's a good pick. Auburn, Yale.
I think Auburn is gonna sweep the floor with them.
Yeah, they're
Yale
gonna
hit a
go.
game winner against Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that man got wide open on the baseline for that little floater game winner.
That was like he cut in.
Yeah, like he was like 2 feet away from the basket, and everyone was like,
Sweet. Nice. So yeah, Auburn probably by 30, maybe even 40.
Yeah.
I like
This would be a
Auburn
lot easier if I can plug in the goddamn teams that we want so we can keep going. But I have to wait 18 minutes. So that's amazing.
BYU and the
Duquesne.
Dukes.
Yeah.
I like Duquesne.
Yeah, I like Duquesne too. BYU, they play the game the right way.
High motors, a lot of grit, but
Um,
don't know if
yeah, but
don't know if it's gonna get it done Thursday.
no, I don't. I really don't think they will. BYU, they probably have a lot of intellectual talent on
Yeah,
that team.
they got high basketball IQs over there, but when you play a team like Duquesne, hot off winning their conference, just it's like the underdog story of all underdog stories. You know what I mean? It doesn't get any better than this. I like Duquesne to win that. Personally, I feel like BYU is a very streaky team. I think they're a good rebounding team for sure, but if Duquesne they come in semi locked in, get the Dukes all day.
Yeah, and then we move down to Illinois versus Morehead State. I think Illinois is probably going to run away with this one.
Yeah.
Face up against the Dukes in the round of 32. Not really much to say about Morehead State. It's just they low-key got a bad draw. Illinois could have even been a 2 seed potentially. I mean, there's a lot of good 2 seeds with, Tennessee and Iowa State. But
Arizona, yeah.
Illinois is dangerous. And then Washington State and Drake. I low-key like Drake here.
I saw their game that won their conference. That looked solid. That was a good team right there. So I mean, I definitely respect the upset pick here. Just it's one of those games where you got to be like, hey, I don't have an upset in my bracket yet. Let me pick this one, and you probably would be right.
This whole side, like the eastern side, it could be a bunch of upsets. I mean, UAB over San Diego State, Duquesne over BYU. I mean, Drake over Washington State. Even, Northwestern over FAU is technically an upset. And then Iowa State and South Dakota State. I think Iowa State is going to roll through this team pretty comfortably. I don't know what happened because Pitt wiped the floor with them last year, and now they're a 2 seed.
I don't know what changed. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, last year they had strictly defense and 0 offense. Now they've matched that offensive efficiency with defensive efficiency. So
they've scored like 100 and something in past like 3 games, something like that. I mean, I just saw something.
Yeah, something
like 100
crazy
in the last 3. But yeah.
And then for some reason, it's not going to say who the 2 are, but it says that's why it doesn't have the playing games, so I can't even see it. It just says North Carolina and then whoever they're playing that winner. It's just blank on the bracket, but North Carolina I think is going to win that pretty easily. And then Mississippi State and Michigan State. I mean, Tom Izzo, like we said.
That's you give them a little breath of air in the tourney, and they might they might go deep. You never know.
Mississippi State did play well though in their conference tournament though.
When they beat Tennessee, they handedly whooped their ass.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good game.
I think it might be one of the best games of the first day.
Right now, I'm thinking Michigan State, but I don't know. I feel like I could flip it to Mississippi State pretty easily. And then St. Mary's and Grand Canyon.
This should go either way for me. Like you said, St. Mary's is a very slow, methodical team. I haven't watched St. Mary's game this year. I'm not really too knowledgeable on the subject of St. Mary's or that conference in general. But, GCU, it's 12 seed. It's March Madness. I mean, what's there not to like? Yeah. So, I don't know. I'll probably pick St. Mary's, but I don't know until I know more.
Yeah. These are all just right as it happens. No one's really dove into any of these teams yet, except for just the eye test. So, I'd probably lean St. Mary's too, just because I feel like they could slow down Grand Canyon's offense and make them play the type of basketball that they want to play. But we'll see. If Grand Canyon gets out to an early lead, I don't know if St. Mary's slow methodical offense can. Yeah.
Back for sure.
And then Bama and Charleston. Bama had a poor tournament showing in the SEC.
I'm
Roll Gators.
I gotta say, I think the Gators played a great tournament. I don't like Bama personally. I've watched the Gators play Bama, I think 3 times this year, and they don't pass my eye test. I don't like the way they play defense. They're not a jump shooting team. It's just I don't know. I don't. There's something about them that I just don't like. I feel like Charleston with I think they're a good 3-point shooting team. So I mean, you if Charleston catches fire, this game could very easily get out of hand for the Tide. So I think I might pick this upset, but I mean at the same time, if Bama kicks it into gear even a little bit, they probably will run away with it. But then again, who knows? Bracket's been out for 20 minutes.
And Clemson, New Mexico. Clemson, how are you a 6 seed?
Overrated is, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of games. Like, they were hot to start the year, but it's just, I don't know. They haven't passed my eye test to be a 6 seed. I don't really follow their metrics or anything like that, but, you know, I watched New Mexico play yesterday because it was a big game for Pitt. We needed them to lose, and they did not. They were running through SDSU's defense, which is a great defense. I forget the kid's first name, but his last name is House. That man is a bucket. And he went on like a 10-0 run by himself in the first half yesterday.
In college.
So I'm going to take New Mexico.
I definitely agree with your pick there. I mean, I feel like putting the 6th seed on Clemson might put a little bit of pressure on them. Maybe in the locker room they're like, shit, we're a 6th seed, we have to perform, and that'll cause, a little bit of, butterflies in the stomach on game day. So I like New Mexico here. And, I'm glad to agree with you.
Yeah, and then Baylor and Colgate. Baylor, I'm taking Baylor.
I like Baylor a lot this year. They're a solid team. Like, do they have that same flair and pizzazz that they did in 2021 when they won it all? Not necessarily, but they're still a very gritty team. I think they're gonna get downhill, get to the basket. So I like them to run through Colgate here.
Yeah, I do like Baylor here, and pretty handily, might I add. And then we have Dayton versus Nevada.
I think Dayton.
Honestly, I don't like either of these teams.
I think Dayton's extremely fraudulent, but I know nothing about Nevada, so I might have to. Based on the fact that Dayton stayed inside the top 25 for a good majority of the year, I'd probably take them, but they'll run into Arizona and they'll fucking get shit on.
Yeah, the only thing I know about Nevada is that Cody and Caleb Martin went there. That is about it.
I did see a flashback on this day, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's Caleb Martin."
Yeah, I remember them playing the tournament because they upset somebody. I don't know who it was, but they upset somebody.
It was a red team. I think it was a red team. I
remember watching. I was like, "Damn, these twins are hooping." But I have no idea who it was. That was a long ass time ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. It was 2016, 2017. And that just feels so, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm going to take Dayton until
further notice.
See what that is about, but yeah. And then Arizona and Long Beach, I think Arizona is just going to handily take care of Long Beach. I know nothing about them at all, if I'm being honest. But, what can you do? Arizona's just...
When Arizona lost in the first round, Princeton, they were actually much better than I expected. That big man and that guard, that combo that they had, I don't know if they're still at Princeton, but that combo they had worked through Arizona. And now, when they get Caleb Love, he's blossomed into the star that I think people know he can be, and that adds another dynamic for them. So I'm excited to see what they can do in the tournament. I feel like they can actually go far. I think drawing Princeton last year was a bad draw for them. So I like them here.
And then we move over to the other side of the bracket with Houston and Longwood. I think Houston is just gonna dismantle Longwood.
They don't play with their food. If they're on, they're not gonna play with them.
Yeah, I mean they got shit on by Iowa State, but
Iowa State's legit.
Yeah, but I think they're the number one over. Are they the number one overall team, or is UConn the number one overall? For some reason, I think UConn might be the number one overall.
I think it is UConn. It was Houston.
I think Houston is, yeah. Because I think Houston's the number 2, and then Purdue's 3, and North Carolina's the 4th overall. And then Nebraska and Texas A&M. I really like Texas A&M.
I've been
in this one.
yes, watching them against the Gators the other night. I mean, this one kid, I don't know. It was like he started out the game so hot. I need to find his name real quick. So no bitches.
All right. Anyway.
Anyway, let's talk
Anyway,
March
let's talk.
Madness.
Yeah, let's talk Nebraska, Texas A&M. Yeah, give me the Aggies.
Give me the Aggies all day.
Yeah.
I think Nebraska's weak. I think they're soft. And I think A&M plays a gritty game. And I think they have a very capable starting five that can go off at any minute. Wow. Give me the Aggies.
Sorry.
Moving on
Okay.
to Wisconsin, James Madison. Wisconsin, a 5 seed. I didn't really expect this, to be honest with you. I thought... I didn't really know what I thought about them. Obviously, beating Purdue, not hard to do because they fucking suck. But I thought, Wisconsin, they've been in and out of the top 25 this year, haven't they? I swear they were in it, and then they were out of it, and they were back in. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. But regardless, I think they're a solid team. I don't know much about James Madison. Based on what I've seen from Wisconsin the past couple of days, I have to pick them. But if
Yeah,
James Madison comes
Wisconsin has looked really good in the Big Ten conference conference finals. Like we're talking about the NBA conference tournament, but I think I'm gonna go James Madison here. I think this is gonna be a popular upset on a bunch of practices. Could bust a lot of them because I feel like everyone's gonna take James Madison here. And if Wisconsin does win, which is a very good possibility that they do, I think it could bust a ton of brackets.
Mm-hmm.
And then Duke, Vermont. See, is Duke going to finally break their tournament woes and make it back to like their standard of the Elite Eight and farther on? I don't know. Duke this year, Filipowski, NBA prospect obviously, but he is soft. He does not want to get in there and rebound. He does not want to get down there and try and work in the post. He just wants to stand and shoot threes, and that's all he needs. They don't have a Derek Lively anymore to cover that up on the backside. It's just, I don't know. But their guards, I mean, what else can you say? I mean
it's Tyrese Proctor. I mean, he's as solid as it gets. I'm a big fan of his. So, I mean...
Jared McCain coming out into his own.
They're a good team. They're a very good team, but it's just, can they go out and perform? I feel like it's more of a mindset thing for them than it really is like a lack of talent or like a lack of coaching. Because I feel like, I mean, the Coach K replacement, I'm not sure of his name, but I think he's been more than adequate to the task. So, I mean, I don't hate picking Duke here.
Is Jeremy Roach still on Duke?
No.
I want to say he is, but I don't know. I'm not
I swear
sure.
he's on the Hornets. He's either him or Leaky Black are on the Hornets.
Leaky Black's on the Hornets. I know that. Oh my God! You can create a bracket now.
Okay, yeah, I'm on CBS doing my bracket. So, look, Duke.
I'm on the ESPN right now.
Is Duke our pick here?
Yeah, I would say Duke.
Okay, let me go through. So we had UNC, boom, and then UConn, FAU, UAB, Auburn, Duquesne, Illinois, Drake, Iowa State, and then Midwest, Purdue. We haven't even talked about that yet. Never mind.
No.
Okay. I got this filled out right here. If you want to keep on moving.
Okay.
So the next matchup we got Texas Tech versus NC State. NC State. I did watch their game against UNC. I mean, they have this big man that they got. He's a freak of nature. I don't feel like anyone in the tournament can step to him in terms of physicality. So I think if NC State can really get in there and mix it up, get the offensive rebounds, and make sure capitalize on those turnovers and those 2-for-1s, I feel like they can easily walk away with this game here. I don't see any reason as to why NC State shouldn't win. I think they're 100% my pick here. Texas Tech, don't know much about them yet, but I think NC State is my favorite here.
Yeah. Texas Tech, they're always a tournament team. I mean, we saw them make that Final Four run, I think, 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
Recent.
But they're always in conversations to go deep in the tournament. I think they got a bad draw here as a 60 with a
NC State.
flaming hot NC State. But at the same time, when is NC State's going to run out? I don't know. They're shooting efficiently from the field right now, like way higher than they did all season and on a smaller sample size, but they just got hot at the right time. I don't know. I'm still going to lead NC State, but I wouldn't be surprised if Texas Tech won this one.
Actually, at UK,
then,
Oakland,
yeah,
Kentucky. I mean, they're such a good team. It's just they haven't been consistent enough. Obviously, you have Rob, you have Reed Shepherd, you have ample amounts of talent on that Kentucky team, and they've been so inconsistent this year. It's unfortunate for them. I feel like they could have been a much higher seed if they really put it all together, but obviously they're still 3, which is still very good. Playing Oakland, no reason why they shouldn't win this one.
Yeah, I feel like Kentucky has a pretty solid line to the Sweet 16, maybe the Elite 8. I mean, Florida's obviously going to be a big competition for them. A hot NC State, if they can get past Texas Tech, is going to be good. Marquette, obviously, out of the Big East, is always good. But, I mean, the top of their bracket, getting further into the... I mean, Duke, not great. Wisconsin, not great. Houston, obviously, is amazing, but to face them, you have to be in the Final Four. So,
Yeah.
Well, Elite 8, but... And then moving down, Purdue... And I don't know who they're playing. It's just not popped up on mine.
Yeah, it's just us playing for mine.
Yeah. But I'm still going to take Purdue. I don't think they're going to get upset the first round back-to-back years.
Yeah, if they do, they need to seriously reconsider their... I don't even know what you want to call that. But yeah. No reason why they shouldn't win.
Then Utah State TCU. I'm going to go Utah State here.
Okay. I don't mind that.
I don't know if I like TCU as a 9 seed per se.
Yeah, so you said you thought it was a little bit too high.
I mean, I get that they're in like a great conference, but their record was not like crazy.
All that, yeah.
I think they finished 21-12, which isn't great at all.
Yeah, I don't know if you put that sort of thing. I don't know if I put my faith in that sort of thing. You know what I mean?
But I know they play in a good conference. I think they're in the Big 12, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're playing the likes of Iowa State, Houston.
Kansas even.
They're also playing the likes of West Virginia, who suck ass. Roll Panthers.
Go Pitt. Have the shirt on.
But yeah, I'm gonna take Utah State there.
I agree. I mean,
and then the Zags and McNeese.
McNeese, I think they're actually very solid. It's just the unfortunate thing is that they're playing Gonzaga. I think is actually very solid this year. They're flying under the radar, which is fine. They've been in the spotlight for so long now. I feel like this situation is probably the best case scenario for Gonzaga because they've always been a 1 seed. They've always been super highly rated, and they go in and they peed out in the 3rd round. So. Or 2nd round even.
Yeah, I think last year they were a 4 seed and they lost to TCU in the Sweet 16. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Which I mean, they were flying under the radar then, but that game with Drew Timme was still close against TCU. But I mean, yeah, I'd have to go Gonzaga here. They don't really have like that star though. Yeah, this year, when last year it was the Drew Timme show.
Yes, Drew Timme, Shaq,
Jalen Suggs.
Yeah, I mean they've had a guy, but this year they don't have any guys.
Yeah, and then Kansas and Samford. I want to take Samford so bad, just because of Kansas's bench, and it's being so terrible. And Kansas has been on a terrible streak. I think they've lost like 6 or 7 games in their last 10. The conference tournament was not even good for them at all. I don't know. I am not on Kansas at all.
Last 10 games, Kansas is 4-6. Lost to Houston by 30 or 20, whatever, 30. Yeah. Lost to Baylor, lost to BYU, lost to Texas Tech, lost to Kansas State, lost to Cincinnati. So I mean, they've lost to 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, a couple tournament teams. So you can't really, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's tough to
And
judge.
most of those are ranked under them. Like
Yeah.
Texas Tech is ranked under them. BYU is ranked under them. That Kansas State loss is pretty inexcusable. Cincinnati's inexcusable too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Houston, it's Houston, but
Yeah.
but those two losses are just I don't know. I don't like it at all. I'm gonna take Samford here probably. I don't really know much about Stanford, but I'm just basing it off how terrible Kansas
Kansas
bench
has
is
been.
and their lack of production so far.
This
But
Hunter,
then again,
Hunter
it's
Dickinson
Kansas in the tournament,
is
so
actually like he can hoop. I'm a big fan of Hunter
Yeah.
Dickinson, especially coming from Michigan guy, solid, been there for a little while, then transferred to Kansas unexpectedly. I would say, and has been a key piece for them. It's just the injuries, and obviously, like you said, their bench has just not been and they wanted it all. Justin Edwards is an NBA prospect, and in my opinion, has been extremely underwhelming. So I would
like if you were basing this off starting fives, I would put Kansas Sweet 16,
he's like up
Elite
against
8.
anybody. But it's a team. It's a full team game. It's an 8-man game, 9-man game, depending on how some coaches are rolling. So yeah, maybe this. I feel like you could put Kansas on upset watch, and maybe it would the dream would come true.
Yeah, and then South Carolina and Oregon. Oregon is steaming hot, but South Carolina in its own right is, playing good basketball. I feel like this is gonna be a dogfight of a game right here.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, I think I'm gonna take Oregon,
Mm-hmm.
just based off the fact
How
they
hot they are.
not walked through Colorado, but like
Handled.
pretty.
They handled
I mean,
it.
handily beat Colorado, who's a great team too. South Carolina, I don't know. I don't know. Oregon has just been playing great so far. South Carolina a little underwhelming.
It's just too. It's just too close. If Oregon or South Carolina was playing anybody else, I feel like you could definitely pick like either or. You know what I mean? This is
Yeah.
this is one of the toughest games in my opinion. I think it'll be a good one, but I guess you're going either way. I honestly don't have a pick right now. I like South Carolina based on what I've seen from them, but obviously Oregon coming to the tournament, beating Arizona, who's a 2 seed, beating Colorado, who will probably be in the tournament here in a few days. So Oregon's not a bad pick at all. I just don't know.
Yeah, that's one of those games where it can go either way, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm.
And then Creighton and Akron. Creighton, I don't think is a great team, but I don't know if Akron really has that firepower to
Especially
beat
to
Creighton.
hang with
Creighton,
them. Mm-hmm.
yeah, Creighton is just. I feel like whoever wins out of South Carolina and Oregon is going to handle Creighton, but I just don't know. I think I'm going to take Creighton, but
I gotta agree with
I
you.
wouldn't be surprised if we got upset. And then I think Texas is either playing
That's
Colorado State.
Or is that Colorado State and somebody else?
I don't know. It's one of them are there. I don't know
Colorado
which.
State
Actually, I don't
or
know
Virginia.
which.
Colorado State and Virginia.
Yeah, I would guess it would be Colorado State because Virginia's offense is non-existent.
I have to take Texas regardless of who it is, I'm being honest with you. Obviously, Texas last year, they made a solid run in the tournament, and we both had them winning it all. And unfortunately, they blew this whole point to Miami. But, regardless, they have beat some good teams this year. They've had the 33rd strength of schedule compared to the 92nd strength of schedule of the play-in teams. And scoring a lot of points, have a decent defense. I mean, I feel like the recipe is Texas here. They got the stuff cooking. So I gotta pick them. But at the same time, they're gonna end up playing Tennessee, and they're gonna get whooped. I feel like Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee. Dalton Connect is not gonna have another bad shooting night like he did. I think what did he shoot? He shot like
2 for 10 from
horrendous.
2 for 10
Yeah,
from
like
3, like 4 for
horrendous.
13 from the field. It was a bad night for the kid. But Dalton Connect is one of the best basketball players in the country right now. And I'd take Tennessee up against anybody on this lower part of the bracket. I think they have an absolute cakewalk to the Final Four. Not to the Final Four, but the Elite Eight at the very least. So I gotta go Tennessee. Unfortunately against the Peacocks, who obviously that run Just, I'll never forget that
Magical.
magical run. Never forget that stuff.
Doug Edert has now made generational wealth out of advertisements, commercials. I mean, just all that just based off that run.
Mm-hmm.
Their coach, where did he go? Like right after the tournament, like he
Seton Hall.
left.
I think Seton Hall.
Okay. And Seton Hall is not in the tournament, and the Peacocks are. So.
What does that say about the Peacocks?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just the Peacocks, not the coach, or maybe it was just Doug Edert.
Dougie. I mean, like, he transferred to Bryant right after the tournament, and it just pissed me off. I was like, dude, how are you going to make an Elite 8 run, and you're going to transfer? What? Like, get out of here, bro.
Yeah.
Like, Bryant had a chance to be in the tournament this year, and they shit the bed in their conference tournament. So, you know, Doug, you made the wrong decision. I mean, I'm still a fan. We'll forever be a fan for what you did. But, yeah, I don't know.
Are we moving back up to
The East?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So UConn, and who did we decide on?
I think we decided.
'Cause I don't know my bracket.
I have FAU here.
Okay.
Which I feel like
yeah,
is
that's probably what I
but-
would take.
Regardless, I think it's UConn. It's for UConn regardless for me.
Yeah. I like UConn too. UConn is just dominant. I mean, what more can you say?
If UConn even has like a slightly off night, they'll still beat 90% of the team here. That's just the truth.
All right. I'm gonna go through and fill out my bracket real quick. Just give me a hot second, so I can, we're on the same page here. Because now that mine's actually working.
Yeah, I don't know why they make you wait. That I don't get.
Yeah,
that.
like you know what the bracket is. Why would I have to wait 25 minutes or whatever it was
to
to
fill it out? I don't get that.
Yeah, like, that's really stupid. But that's how it be, I guess.
That's how it be.
Okay, go down here. We took Mississippi State over Michigan State, or what did we do?
We took MSU. Determined that
Okay.
Tom Izzo was actually Eric Spoelstra, and then we said MSU.
yeah, you're right.
I don't honestly. I don't know. MSU. I mean, that fall off is great. I mean, Tyson Walker's one of the best guards in ball. They have a solid front court. I don't get what happened. I don't get what went wrong for the Spartans. I gotta feel for them. Gotta feel for them because they're just Izzo's been there forever, and just I love the guy.
Okay, I am now back. All right, we are good.
Back to
We
reality.
are good.
Sweet.
Yep. All right, so UAB and Auburn.
I think Auburn will wipe the floor with them. Auburn is just they've been so like the past every Auburn game I've watched this year and the tournament when they played the Gators and just like when they're on TV, they're just such a solid team. Like 1 through 5, even on their bench, they'll have like those guys will have good nights. This kid Holloway today was shooting low threes, and it was just like everything was hitting for them. I think their time is right now. In UAB, I just don't think they'll be able to hang.
Yeah, and Jelani or Johnny Boom. I don't know his first name. I know it's something that sounds like Jelani or it's Johnny. It's something like that. He is a monster. He's basically a walking double-double in the SEC tournament. I think he had like 20 and 12 today against the Gators. Yeah, I think Auburn is gonna not cruise, but I mean,
They'll handle business.
I feel like I feel like it won't be much of a game, and if it is, it'll be like a close game in the first half, and then it'll open up in the second half for Auburn.
Yeah.
See, Duquesne and Illinois. See, Duquesne's good, and I want to pick the upset, but I feel like Illinois would just handle business.
Illinois is solid. They're gonna run into either Drake or Iowa State, which I feel like Iowa State is just almost too good for them. Maybe.
Yeah, and I just don't want to have like the top 4 seeds making it to the Sweet 16.
Is that gonna happen?
Yeah.
So.
But I don't know. I want to take Illinois, but at the same time, it's just like
There's something's going to happen. We know something's gonna happen. It's just where. Is it this
Yeah,
game?
it's not going to be chalky.
It's like, yeah, it's just, who knows? I think
I'm going to pick Illinois,
for now,
but I don't know.
for now.
Yeah, but I like Duquesne.
Once Bones gets in here and talks us out of it, we'll, because he's always on some
And
bullshit.
then Drake and Iowa State. I feel like Iowa State takes care of business pretty handily against Drake. And we picked the top 4 seeds, which I mean we had a bunch of upsets in the round of 64 on that side, I guess. Drake, Duquesne, UAB. I mean, so I guess we didn't go too chalky.
Yeah,
but
I understand. I understand that concern for sure, but I look where we're at.
Yeah. Moving down, North Carolina and Michigan State.
UNC.
I feel like North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, North
Yeah,
Carolina
like-
takes care of business. I don't know if Michigan State has the size to take care of Armando Bacot. You saw him get Guillermo Diaz-Graham, Federico, Zach Austin all in foul trouble against Pitt. I mean, it's just I don't know if the Spartans have that big man that can really get down low and bang with Armando Bacot, or anyone to guard R.J. Davis at that point. So
It's just like I had no idea R.J. Davis was this good. Like after Caleb Love leaving UNC was probably the best thing that happened to UNC, and Caleb Love even. Like I think both parties benefit from that. Little side note, but like you said, UNC. I feel like this is definitely the route to go here.
And then who do we take? I didn't know who we picked in the St. Mary's Grand Canyon game.
We ended up deciding St. Mary's until further notice.
Do we take St. Mary's and Bama?
I'm thinking Charleston, but I'm fine with picking Bama.
No, I like Charleston. I said I didn't have that one picked in. I didn't know who we picked.
Believe it or not, Charleston is 10-0 in their last 10.
Yeah, like if you look at the preview of like the two teams, I mean, you can just see like the difference between the two. Like they play like completely just different. I mean, like Charleston, like 10-man rotation, crazy, and everyone can shoot. Everyone can shoot on the that they play, and they've beaten and kept it close with decent teams, I guess, but Alabama's been on a skid. Jeez.
Yep, 5-5 in their last 10. Lost to Florida twice, lost to Tennessee, lost to UK, and got dog walked by Auburn.
Yeah, they've also beaten Auburn
They beat
once.
Auburn, beat the Gators once, beat Ole Miss handedly, beat A&M, beat LSU, and A&M is obviously a good team.
I feel like this is going to be a shootout. Like, there's going to be zero defense played. It's just going to be all offense, and I'm going to love it.
It's gonna be awesome.
But
I'm still liking Charleston here, but
yeah, I can roll with that.
in Mexico,
But St. Mary's. Wait, do we take Charleston over St. Mary's?
I'm honestly so with it. I'm so with it. If St.
I'm just
Mary's
gonna
isn't
see-
able to run Charleston off the 3-point line, I think it might get out of
See,
hand.
St. Mary's has beaten a lot of good teams. New
9-1.
Mexico tournament team. Colorado State could be a tournament team if they win their playing game. Gonzaga twice. See, they don't rebound the basketball though.
This is true. They are strong.
Oh, wait, no, they do rebound the basketball.
Team stats. I only see
Okay.
the field goal percentage.
Oh, it says okay. So it says I read this wrong. It says the team is elite in guarding the paint, top 10 in 2-point field goal percentage, defense, and defensive rebounding rate and offensive rebounding rate too. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna lean St. Mary's.
Okay. I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. It's just, I don't know. It's just the magic. You never know.
Yeah.
But for sure, it's a safe pick. Definitely don't mind that at all.
And then New Mexico and Baylor.
I feel like New Mexico has a very strong chance of upsetting. New Mexico, they don't play sorry competition. Obviously, they play San Diego State, they play Colorado State, they play Boise State, Utah State. They play teams who are in the tournament, so they have a taste of the playoff teams. Baylor's obviously extremely good. They shoot 40% from three, 50% from the field. I mean, they're a good free throw shooting team. Baylor's just solid all around. Slightly better defense from New Mexico State, slightly better offense, but and like I don't know. I think Utah State, New Mexico is they have a chance to upset. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like picking.
I don't want to go chalky.
Yeah, like yeah. That's the thing. Like I don't want to pick Baylor just for the sake of picking them. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I think New Mexico has a real chance to upset here.
Yeah.
I'm
down to take New Mexico.
I'm down to pick them. I am down to pick them for now. Then Dayton and Arizona.
I think Arizona is gonna win this game.
Yeah, I don't even need to get into my hatred of.
See now, I think this side of the bracket, like the East and the West side, I feel like it's gonna be pretty chalky. But I feel like the South and the Midwest is where it's gonna be like.
It's gonna be gritty.
Like upsets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like teams are gonna make deep runs that like are higher seeds.
Yeah. I don't.
But
this is the greatest time of the year. Sitting
Texas A&M and Houston.
I mean,
Bro,
like,
hear me out. Give me the Aggies.
You think so?
I don't know.
You think so?
I don't know. That's just what I'm feeling. I don't know why.
I mean, you can't hate on it. Like that's just you can't hate on it for sure. I think honestly, if the Aggies get out of the first round, that's like they might let if someone lets them out the cage, who knows? But if Houston shows up, if Houston shows up, they will probably handle them. But if Houston has an off night, you can expect an upset.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because some teams,
it's just I don't know. Texas A&M.
They're solid all around. Some teams, some of the one seeds, they can kind of I feel like UConn can get away with having a bad night.
They've played earlier in the season too.
And how'd that go?
And A&M lost by 4.
You never. I mean, again, that's an added factor. You know, they probably looking for revenge there. I don't know. Picking the Aggies isn't.
But Houston's just like.
It's just, you can't bet against them.
They're just dominant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But if they have an off night, they scored 41 points against Iowa State.
That's, you never know.
I'm down to go with Houston,
yeah,
but I can see Texas A&M.
Yeah.
And then James Madison, Duke. Give me James Madison too.
I think that's realistic. I definitely agree with that. Then NC State UK.
See Rob Dillingham, Reed Shepherd.
You see Rob Dillingham give you 30 off the bench, and it might be, the end of your run. I think
this could be the end of NC State's magic.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like UK is just the better team, regardless of seeding here. I think I could take them.
Yeah. And the Gators and Marquette.
Honestly, so the Gators and Marquette have the same record against the top 25 teams. The Gators have a better offense, and Marquette has a much better defense. Marquette, the competition, they play UConn, and they lose to them every time. They lost
it doesn't seem like they can. It doesn't seem like they can get it done in big games.
I mean, they lost to UConn.
Villanova is not that great, and they only beat them by 6. Creighton, they lost. UConn 3 times. They lost to Purdue. They beat Kansas, but Kansas is just,
Kansas,
come on now.
You never know with them. Tyler.
See, but it's
Kolek?
Yeah, Tyler Kolek. Yeah.
If I don't know, yeah. So this I don't know how to say his last name, but he's like our Rudy Gobert. He's just he's such a presence in the paint. He rebounds the basketball so well. It's so unfortunate that this happened literally today within the first 2 minutes of the game when we played Auburn. So will that affect Florida? Probably, but does Marquette? Here's the thing: Florida still has a lot of size. They're still a big team. Tyrese Samuel and the backup. I don't remember his name, but he came from Australia. I don't, shout out to him if he's watching. But I apologize. I don't know his name.
Does Hamilton have a timeline yet? Like, is he going to be back for
He's done.
He's done.
He's done.
He's done.
It sucks. It sucks.
That I didn't know that he was missing time. I might even take Colorado or Boise State over Florida then.
I could see
I did
it
not
for
know he
sure.
was done.
I think he is.
Mm.
He's definitely done. But just Walter Clayton is honestly one of the best 3-point shooters in basketball. I think Zion Pullen's solid. Tyrese Samuel is a great rebounder, and he this team, they grab so many offensive boards. I just feel like they can, if they get loose, they'll get out and they'll get run. I like them too
Yeah.
much to hate. Like, I think Marquette could definitely whoop our asses. It's unfortunate, but the upset factor. I feel like honestly, Kentucky could beat Marquette. I could definitely see that happening. Like, I mean, I've said this to you early in the year. I've said this to Bones early in the year. I feel like Kentucky has a very good chance to make a deep run. Is if they can just put it all together on on game day. When the tournament actually comes around. So I think, regardless of who we pick out of this matchup, I'm going UK. I think this is
Yeah.
a fair statement. But
I
if we're
would
not,
honestly lean. Mm, see, it says Tower Collect's going to be back for the tournament.
and so is this. I don't know how to pronounce his name. This other guy.
Um, I think I'm going to lean Marquette, especially
Mm-hmm.
now that they don't have their rebounder, and obviously if you can get extra possessions in March Madness, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to lean Marquette in this one. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
And then Purdue, Utah State. I can see Purdue losing this one.
I don't know much about Utah State. I feel like it's been a very easy ride for Purdue.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think Purdue wins this one, but if they run into, yeah, I don't even, if they end up running into maybe even Creighton, Tennessee, Oregon, like they have, like if they make it to the Elite Eight, I feel like they don't. I don't think Purdue make it to the Final Four this year. I think that is a
Yeah, I think I'd have to lean Purdue because Utah State. I don't think they'll be able to keep up with because Purdue is just 3-point central
mhm.
for the most part, and Utah State I don't think they'll be able to keep up with that. So I'm gonna say Purdue, but yeah, I mean I don't know. TCU, Utah State, do either one of them really have a great chance of beating Purdue?
Probably not. I wouldn't really think about
Yeah,
it.
I don't really see it, but you never know.
Yeah,
It's March.
it's March. That's I mean that's just like that's just a universal variable that you have to account for every time, and that's just what makes it so great. But Gonzaga and Samford, honestly, I feel like Gonzaga wins that. I feel like even though Samford they come out hot, they beat Kansas, and Gonzaga, I think they're solid. Obviously, they're always Gonzaga's always gonna be a good team, so I feel like they'll win this one. And honestly, I feel like Gonzaga upset Purdue. I don't think Purdue has what it takes.
Yeah.
Like Zach Edey is just you throw him the ball and he'll go lay it up. But if any team comes out hot shooting the basketball, Purdue's not keeping up. I mean, Purdue's definitely a much improved 3-point shooting team from the past, but even then, I don't trust them. I just don't think. Yeah, I just don't think that they have what it takes. I don't like them at all.
Yeah.
But moving down though, Oregon, Creighton, Oregon.
I'm gonna take Oregon.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm always down to ride for Creighton, but they haven't been able to get it done ever. So
Creighton has picked up a few, solid wins. Marquette, UConn, Alabama, but they've also lost to Marquette,
Providence.
UConn. They lost to St. John's. Yeah.
It's Providence twice, actually.
I feel like I would take Oregon in this one,
Mhm.
and then I would take Tennessee over Texas as well.
And then I'd have to go Tennessee over Oregon. As much as we are fans of Oregon, I don't know if the Magic stays. I don't know if they stay afloat long enough to beat
Yeah.
Tennessee. So I'd have to go Tennessee. And like I said Gonzaga beating Purdue. I think is a very realistic thing, but we will get back to that later.
Yeah. Moving back up to UConn and Auburn.
I want to pick
See,
Auburn so
so do I.
bad, but it's just the fact that UConn is just such a great team. I don't think they repeat, but I think getting back to the Final Four is very realistic for them.
Yeah, I mean, I really do want to take Auburn here because their defense is just amazing, and then their offense is just as good. But I don't know. I mean, Auburn has been playing great. I mean, they don't have a ton of huge wins on the season. I mean, they beat, Mississippi State was a tournament team, Texas A&M was a tournament team, Bama, but they've also lost like a few big games, Kentucky, Tennessee. I want to pick Auburn so bad, but it's just I don't know.
Like, it's so hard to account for games like this, especially like if UConn pick up an injury, if they start to slow down, and then Auburn picks it up, and you never know. I I just I think I'm gonna go Auburn for right now.
I want to go Auburn too. I want to go Auburn too.
I can't hate on.
We can decide on Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can. If they don't, then it's a mutual loss on our part.
For sure. Iowa State.
Illinois and Iowa State.
I like Iowa State here. I don't think looking at Illinois' like past games, lost to Penn State in the close one, lost to Purdue, and they beat Nebraska, the tournament team, Wisconsin tournament team, and that's it. But Iowa State beat Houston, beat
I think I'm gonna go Iowa State too. Yeah, I want Iowa
beat
State in there.
BYU, lost to Houston close, beat Texas Tech. I think Utah State's the pick here.
Yeah, I think so too.
Moving
And
on.
then UNC, St. Mary's.
Thank you. I think UNC is
I
just
think UNC.
too much for them to handle.
Yeah.
They've never seen anything like them, and I gotta go with them. Gotta go with the heels, baby.
Yeah. And then New Mexico and Arizona.
I feel like Arizona is definitely. I think is the pick here. As much as I kind of hate to put a 1 and 2. I feel like this is where it happens if it's gonna happen at all. So, I think Arizona's my pick, but definitely could be persuaded into some New Mexico action. But I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I would have to go Arizona too. I don't like the 1-2 at all, but that's just how it went.
That's just how it is. If it's gonna happen,
I'm not gonna force an upset just because I want to see it to happen.
Yeah.
I mean.
I agree.
And then Houston, James Madison.
Houston's going. Houston.
I think Houston might be going too. Just I don't know. I think this is where the Cinderella run ends for James Madison.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. And
I want Kentucky over Marquette.
I want Kentucky as well.
Which is another 1-2, or 1-3, but I mean.
Kentucky's solid. Honestly, beating Houston might legitimately beat the cards.
It definitely can be.
So now, Purdue, Gonzaga. I think the Zags. I think
the Zags are going to take it too.
I just don't think. Yeah, I ranted about it for 5 minutes. I don't think Purdue has it. I think Gonzaga, if they play solid, they play as a team. Obviously, they're not as centric around one star as they have been in the past, and maybe that's been beneficial for them, and we'll see how that play out against a team who is very centric around one guy, and that one guy does not shoot three-pointers, and then in this day and age, three-pointers are the most essential thing in basketball. So, I gotta go with the Zags. Creighton,
Yeah.
Oregon, picked Oregon. I don't know why I'm talking about that matchup. Tennessee, Oregon. I think Tennessee is the pick here. Oregon, solid team. If they'll probably keep it up for a while, but I just think Tennessee might shoot them out the gym, and I don't know. I gotta go with them.
Yeah. And then moving to the Final Four. Well, punching tickets to the Final Four, I should say. Auburn and Iowa State.
I want to pick Auburn right now. I think Iowa State, is a realistic pick to make it to the Final Four. But I don't think every 2 seed is gonna make it in there. Not all the top teams are gonna make it. I feel like Iowa State's gonna be one to fall. I think Auburn's my favorite here, but I could be persuaded into choosing otherwise.
As I said, I was gonna lean towards Iowa State here. It's just gonna be a battle of offense and defense. I mean, Iowa State. I feel like Auburn's offense is better than Iowa State's, and Iowa State's defense is better than Auburn's. But it's just, I don't know. When it gets like this far in the tournament, I feel like your stars really shine, and it is Johnny Boom, and then Jalen Williams. I would say Iowa State here, but I would not be opposed to going Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this one would be a really close game.
I think this might be my favorite matchup of the tournament that we have so far in this bracket. I'll pick Iowa State for now just so we have the same thing, but I think Auburn is definitely a very liable pick.
Yeah.
UNC and Zona.
I want to say, I mean, this is what I think everyone wants to see storyline-wise. I mean, Caleb Love and then UNC.
I guess his own school. I feel like UNC is going to be the only 1 seed to make it out.
Yeah, RJ Davis is
he's just
a monster.
He's amazing. One of my favorite college players I've ever seen. I think he's just great player all around. He does everything. Scores on all 3 levels. He can play deep. He can really sit down in the chair if you really need him to. So I respect the hell out of his game, and I think RJ Davis and the Tar Heels are my region winner.
Yeah. And then Houston and Kentucky. I want to say Kentucky.
I think so as well. Like you said, this late in the tournament, if the stars are shining, I think the pure star power of Kentucky will outshine Houston's. As much as Houston's a very, very solid team. We know that. I think Kentucky is really the pick here. Looking at what Houston's done in the past couple games, they beat Iowa State, lost to Iowa State, beat Texas, beat Baylor, beat Kansas. I mean, they've played some good tournament teams. Kentucky, though, beat Tennessee, beat Mississippi State, Bama, Auburn, lost to Gonzaga in a close one. They have, looking at the stats here, Kentucky's a much better three-point shooting team, better from the field, better from the free throw line. I mean, Antonio Reeves even is very solid. Got a couple big injuries, not big injuries, but some guys who get solid minutes for Houston. This Terrence, I don't know how to say his last name. His Achilles is injured, so expect to return 30th, I think that is. So he might be back. Well, all these guys are actually expected to return on the 30th, so that's kind of neat, I guess. But that, I don't know how they're going to play, if they're still going to get all 18 minutes per game, if they're just not going to, come into a factor against Kentucky.
Yeah, then moving down to the bottom. Sponsor ticket to the Final Four. Tennessee or Gonzaga. I want to go with Dawn Connect and the Volunteers here.
For sure.
I feel like they'll just, shoot their way into the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Final Four. NC and Iowa State.
I think NC. I think NC is just almost too good. I think they outshine almost every team in the tournament besides UConn. But obviously we don't have UConn making it here. So I think UNC is the pick here.
I would lean North Carolina too in this, but I would not be upset to pick Iowa State.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's it's just the magic. It's the upset. Sometimes you got to go with it, but I just think UNC is too good.
Oh, I want to pick Iowa State now. I don't know.
It's just too.
I'm down with UNC though.
We can always change.
I'm down with UNC. Yeah.
Kentucky.
And then Kentucky.
Tennessee.
And Tennessee. SEC matchup here. See, now Kentucky did beat them earlier in the year, but they also lost to them earlier in the year.
So they split on the season. So I mean, they're based like looking at the stats on CBS, damn near they're damn near the same team. Like it's kind of crazy how similar they are. I don't. Kentucky has a better offense. I mean, defensively, Tennessee is better. Strength of schedule looks like Tennessee has the better schedule. I just, it's tough. I feel like it's.
I want to pick Kentucky.
I honestly would I'd be inclined to agree here. I think Kentucky can make the run of dreams here. Holy shit, the Pens are up 2-5? My god. When's the last time you seen that?
I didn't even see that.
Now,
I mean, they are playing the Red Wings, but, you know.
yeah, they're worse than us. But
It declines the NIT invitation. Wow.
Pitt is just, I don't know. Pitt is it, I guess.
Yeah, that's crazy. They declined it just like North Carolina did last year. Maybe, you know, Pitt will be the 1 seed next year, and then, oh, okay.
No, we'll be back. We will be back.
But anyways, North Carolina and Kentucky in our national championship. 2 blue bloods. Who will come out on top? I want to lean Kentucky.
I'm more than fine with that. I don't know. I think UNC, obviously, one of the best teams. They're just a great team. I don't know. How are they going to, like, bounce back from losing to NC State? Obviously, like, an in-state rival. You got that. And how are they going to come out in the tournament perform? If they make it to the Final Four, will they have the strength to, you know, make that one last push? If, like, you know, if Rob Dillingham has a player of the tournament, like, performance, it's just, you never know. I think Kentucky is a very fine pick here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's all subject to change, but for right now, I like Kentucky as my national champion.
Very, very good.
And submit the bracket, and you know, that's how it be.
That's
what I'm gonna go with for right now.
Save picks. Your bracket is saved. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have a bracket. We are very, very blessed to be here on this.
Selection Sunday.
And yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't even know. I got so sidetracked. So, unfortunately, Bones could not join us. Thought he was joining us, but you know, you never know. Bones is he's a wild card, that guy. So, I gotta, you know, hats off to us for sitting here and making a bracket. We sat through the show, and we made our own bracket. So, I mean, I feel like that's what March Madness is all about. Sitting down with your best friend and making a bracket. Bones, next time we need you. We could come on here. God, I don't even know what day, and then make another bracket. You never know. Getting all 3 of our opinions, all 4 of our opinions, maybe Chris even joins us. Getting all of our opinions is it makes a huge dynamic, and it's so much fun. So, Ethan, anything else to
add? Go Wildcats. Panthers snubbed.
Panthers are snubbed. My final and closing thoughts: go Gators, go Cats, and fuck Purdue. That's it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Agree to Disagree Sports Pod. Stay thirsty, my friends.